call Bloom. You can call Bloom, call Bloom. You can call Bloom.
The intent of this show is to highlight some cool stuff we have going on. Shout out to Falaya, our sponsor, and shout out to Bloom, right? Bloom is a live event booking platform that connects venues and performers. This is just like a way for us to get to know the community. What better way to get to know the community than having some community members here, right?
I dig.
I think that we have some very special guests in Cada the Holy. Yeah. Cada, do you want to give a little background of yourself, some of the cool stuff you're doing?
Yeah. Just to go deeper into detail of who I am, man, I just kind of want to change the world at this point, right? Like, and it sounds kind of, strenuous when you say it out loud, or it sounds kind of like almost ridiculous at this point, right? Because it's like,
how are you going to change the world?
So, first, it starts by shiftism. And what is shiftism? Shiftism is being the change you want to see. Meaning, if you don't like homeless people on the streets, then find a way to get the homeless people off the streets. It's that simple, right? And we as human beings like to make excuses as if it's not that simple when there is a way around everything. You know what I mean? Not a scamish way, but a way around everything. If you feel like you're being oppressed or constructed and pushed down in a box, find a way out the box. If rats can do a maze to find cheese using their nose, you gonna let a rat outdo you? You feel me? So really think about it. You know what I mean? Like think hard about it and try your best to change the world. And then after shiftism is putting in that actual work. Manifestation is what most people like to call it, right? Is when you what you say you're gonna do, you put in the work behind it to do what you say you're gonna do. So then do that. You know what I mean? If I say I'm gonna change the world, then I gotta work diligently. What have I done? I've handed out more than well over 600 plates of food. Well over that. I have no idea what number at this point because we stopped counting, right? It really doesn't matter as long as the food gets to the mouth. You feel me? We've given back well over $22,000 to the less fortunate population in Southside Baton Rouge, and that alone was just using H&R Block. You know what I mean? Right. So when we say things like we can't do, that's a lie. We are lying to ourselves. You know what I mean? Have you tried to do? Is the real question you should ask yourself.
So let's do a little recap. Okay, so you say you follow shiftism.
Shiftism.
Yeah, which is the practice of being the shift in not only yourself but in the community, right?
Factuals.
Very different from being shifty.
Yeah.
Very different.
Very different.
And then you also are a active member in the community, right? So you're saying we feed the homeless.
Yeah.
We've provided devices and stuff like that. Who's we?
When I say we, I mean LA Shift has the team. So that includes, as of right now, is executive members and its volunteers, which are some of the beautiful faces on this camera right now. You know what I mean? And a beautiful face behind the camera. You know what
we
I mean?
have an LA shifter.
We have an LA shifter.
Is that what y'all go by?
Yeah, that's what we actually go by agents of Shift. We are heroes.
Agents of Shift.
Agents of Shift.
Okay. I feel like that sounds like it could be like a Disney show or something.
Kinda in a sense, yeah. Like in a sense, like the theoretical idea of this next chapter of LA Shift is going to be damn near Brandon Perry, our vice chair, being like a Nick Fury. You know what I mean? And then I might be Tony Stark. You know what I mean? All right, well, then I might be Nick Fury. It doesn't matter.
The man behind the camera says he's Tony Stark. Who's more technologically capable?
We got my executive sub, Mike. We got our big guy, Fred. Fred's like the juggernaut. He's like the thing.
Fred grills all the chicken, huh?
Yeah, Fred grills all the chicken.
Do you do anything else?
Yeah, I'm a rapper and a poet. Really just spoken word in general or whatnot. And I like music.
You like to speak a lot.
I like to speak a lot. Yeah.
What got you into music?
Well, healing. Essentially, yeah. I was a very depressed kid, and I had a lot of suicidal thoughts. It was very bad, mainly because of traumas and physical occurrences from my childhood life and my brother's childhood life. But it just kind of got out of hand, whatnot. And I found a passion one day when listening to Lil Wayne, "Sorry for the Wait." I'll never forget the song because that's when I really started writing.
I love that song.
It was that's "Sorry for the Wait" is the album. Is Adele Rolling in the Deep remix. That's the song or whatnot. I ain't lying, baby, don't leave. I was there for that. Ate that bitch. You feel me? And I was listening to that song and I was just like, man, I really want to try rapping or whatnot because I really like music. I can feel it in my bones and I want to try putting words to it. So all I really did was I took the man's flow. Shout out to Lil Wayne. I took the man's flow and I changed the words up a little bit or whatnot. And that would have been my first ever song I've ever written for myself using Lil Wayne's flow, but different words. Like none of the words were the same at all. It just had, you could hear me say similar sound waves of the flow or whatnot. And for a lot of time when I was younger, mind you, I was like 14. So for a while, I wanted to play like the cool kid and just act like I was freestyling anytime somebody turned on the beat. You know what I mean? But then I started to realize how much I really loved writing music. I had bad test scores in English. I used to tell my English teacher all the time, I hate it. And when you look at the statistics, people of my color don't do well in English at all. But I think it's just quite, it's just a miracle even that when you look at the genre of music that is skyrocketing so high, you know what I mean? You're looking at people of my color, you know what I mean? And it's like, man, like we're not supposed to be good at literature, but we are almost naturally even when we think about rhythm and flow at least, or rhythm and poetry at least, or whatnot.
That's a beautiful reason, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I'm glad that you took something that was like kind of traumatic and then turned it into something positive, right?
Factuals.
Which you're using to heal.
Factuals.
Right.
And heal the world even
Yeah.
because I don't like to make music that's
through shiftism.
you feel me? I don't like to make music
It's coming
that's
together.
Facts. Like
Yeah.
I don't like to just talk about killing like that's
No.
I don't even like to talk about selling drugs all the time. Like it's just irate.
We
like,
shouldn't talk about
we
selling drugs.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
Actually, all that sneak dissing, you need to stop that, people. Okay? And honestly, like what the world really needs, like I say, Elon Musk even knows it. Vibrations control the world. And when you do the research, you'll even realize that vibrations influence your culture or whatnot. So I'm not going to push something out there that's going to destroy my culture. I'm not going to push something out there that's going to alter my culture to have people thinking that this is how people that look like me act.
I love the passion, man. I truly do. I think that I personally find other people's stories very inspiring. And when at the end of the day, someone expressing themselves and being able to make a positive contribution makes the day-to-day tasks or just my responsibilities a little less mundane. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, so this was our first segment in the Variety Show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We have King Cada, right? Local performer, active in shiftism.
Yes, sir.
And
an actor as well.
Yeah, right? And driving force in his community. I'd like to thank everyone for this segment. Shout out to Falaya and also Bloom Booking.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everyone. We're going to be coming
God.
out with more content.
Yeah.
Just stay tuned. And make sure to follow us on all socials, Bloom_booking. Thank you.
Call Bloom. You can call Bloom. Call Bloom. You can call Bloom.